I can't believe that it's been a few weeks since we talked last.
But it's been a good few weeks. There's a lot going on. It's been a very busy week. I think the last time we all met, it was Oscars, and now we got the
Jesus.
Spider-Man trailer. We should be getting another big trailer probably tomorrow. It's been a good week of content and just entertainment, I think.
1000%. Now, everybody, you're joined by the media MCs. As you can tell, we are missing one of our key components. Our boy, the
Mm.
official Megs, Adam. He is not feeling well. Adam. We got to make sure it's
Adam,
the most
Adam,
newsworthy.
Adam, Adam, Adam,
Um,
Adam, Adam.
but no, just everybody give him
Well
well
wishes.
wishes,
Yes,
words.
as they
Um,
struggle through his illness.
yeah,
Yes.
for sure. But yeah, a lot has happened. As you guys can see, I'm sporting some Spider-Man because we didn't talk last week when the biggest movie trailer of all time dropped. The
I,
Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer.
I went to go see Ready or Not 2 last night, or I guess Ready or Not Here I Come, technically, is the title of it. And I got to see the Spider Man trailer in fruition on the big screen, and that was really cool. I will say it's a different impact now watching it, and this is just for me. I'm so sorry to upset people. It's a really different impact watching it now, what, the seventh or eighth time around, and now seeing it on the big screen. It's lost a little bit of its impact for me, and I'm just kind of like it's just a sad trailer. Like I think when I first
He
watched it, I was just a
he's
really
sad.
it's not a fun trailer. Like it almost comes off as like a thriller or like not horror per se, but definitely a suspenseful movie. It's not. I know that when we first watched it, we were so like, yeah, Spider-Man, he back. But nah, it's a little depresso espresso, you know?
That boy Peter Parker is down bad, and for some reason, it makes the fans the most happy to see him miserable.
I did see a lot of TikToks like that, like yay, Spider-Man is back, and yay, he's sad because he doesn't have MJ anymore, and then them having this realization of like, ooh, why did I say that? Like, am I really
Everyone
going to be
said
their
I'm
neighbor?
relating so hard because he's adulting for real now, and that's all of us.
I mean, yeah, as far as adulting can go when you're getting the key to the city, there is this really fun. I mean, obviously, I've been throwing out a lot of what do you call them, theories. There's other people who are throwing out a bunch of theories. There was this one really big one that's been going around on how MJ finds out that Peter is Spider-Man, and they think that because he is the neighbor to either her boyfriend or whomever, like somehow we know that
Fucking Paul.
she's Paul. Yeah, either he's Ned's neighbor or Paul's neighbor. I think it'd be a little too convenient if he was MJ's neighbor, but somehow
Mhm.
one of the neighbors or MJ invites them over to their house, and somehow MJ makes her way inside of Peter's house and finds the key to the city. And that's how she pieces together because there are
Mm.
two clips of Peter. There's the first clip of him, like as Spider Man, getting the key, and then the next clip is Peter Parker in his apartment holding the key to the city. And so people are like, oh, if not in this movie, then in the next one, MJ's gonna stumble into because she's got all the aliens. She's got all the on the walls, and so I think she's gonna be obviously the one to piece it together, the one to confront him, just like she did in the second movie. So
Yeah, and she said, "I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out." You just know. She said in No Way Home, she was like, "I'm gonna just figure it out again."
mm-hmm.
So it is gonna be exciting to see how they bring that together. One of the most interesting pieces that delves into the little bit of the romance of it that I really liked is the fact that she's still wearing the
The
necklace,
broken necklace.
and obviously her memories will be a little bit rewritten, but my thought is that she will, like, people will be like, yeah, why do you wear it? And she's like, I don't know, like some old boyfriend gave it to me, and like, I don't know, I just never could get rid of it.
You remember all of your old girlfriends, right? That's not really something where it's like you can say it. You are happily married, but you remember all of your
Oh
girlfriends,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But it's like,
That's not a crazy thing
well,
to think of to be like, oh, who gave? I can understand like you got so many gifts from all your exes that you just can't remember, but that feels like a very specific
not about
thing
remembering, but like, why do you keep it though?
because it's
And
pretty.
like, but I'm saying, like, for MJ though, the way that she is, it's gonna bother her that she, like, Yeah, like why do I keep this necklace from a
That's
boyfriend whose name
that's
I
why
can't
I'm
remember?
thinking it's not gonna be, oh, I think this is a piece from boyfriend. I think this is just, oh, it's just really, I don't, I got this. I just got
Fair
this.
enough.
It's just in
Maybe
my
they
jewelry drawer.
maybe she won't even remember that it
That
was from a
makes more
boyfriend.
sense to me than her being like, oh, I got it from an ex, because the qualifier would be, oh, who? And now in the back of your mind, you've got this gap of knowledge where you're like, I don't actually know.
Yeah,
That's
that's
weird.
what
How
that's
did I
where
get
I felt
this?
like she's gonna be like exploring like who did I get this from? Like it, but again, we don't know how the memories have been rewritten because a lot of people have been asking that. They're like, how did they not remember him? They took photos with him and everything, even though apparently No Way Home has a deleted scene or something where like he is disappeared from
Yeah,
old photos and stuff. So
I saw another one. I'm like, yeah, I saw another video of someone being like, if Peter wasn't there, it makes Ned's backstory a lot sadder because it means he had lunch with himself every day by himself
he was doing that secret handshake to no one.
to no one, fucking by himself.
God, man.
Sad,
And
so
and then
sad.
if they remember working with Spider-Man, he's gonna be like, man, Spider-Man and me used to be like bros. Like, what
Yeah.
happened?
Well, because he doesn't remember Peter Parker, or does is it both, or is it just the one?
They don't remember Peter Parker. They still have the memories of like Spider-Man saving them or stuff like that, I'm sure. But we won't know until we see the movie.
I think that's such an interesting conundrum because I don't think that I don't agree with the mindset of the Batman mentality that Batman is one thing and Bruce Wayne is another. I think it's all one for me. Like you
Mm-mm.
can't have one without the other. And so this idea of them not knowing Peter Parker but they do know Spider-Man doesn't
Yeah.
resonate with me. I don't like
You
that
think that maybe they've forgotten all of it.
I think they have to. Like in
Yeah.
my canon, you have to because it's not you can't have one without the other. And
Hmm.
I don't like that it almost feels like a scapegoat to be like, "Oh, I only remember Spider-Man. Peter Parker is his own." No, they are the same person. They are the same identity. You like it's a vessel. It's the
Yeah.
vessel is Peter Parker and you can't it's I could understand Venom because Venom is an alien entity inside, but you hear two different voices. Those are two different personalities, and they physically can separate. But if
Yeah.
you take away Spider-Man, it's just a suit on the floor.
True.
That's not the same thing, and I
Right.
stand by that. Clip it.
That's a fair point. The other interesting thing is that the trailer did showcase that like Destin Daniel Creighton looks like he's about to be in his bag.
Mhm.
I think that he's about to go 3 for 3. And to be honest, he could go 4 for 4 because no Wendy's. Wonder Man season 2 got renewed.
Yeah,
So we're excited
yeah.
for that. That's
Very, very.
very exciting.
I'm very excited. I don't know if you also saw, and I don't know. I haven't checked the validity of this. There's a rumor going around that on the Moon Knight Twitter page or one of the pages, they removed series finale starts at this point and changed it to a season finale. And so there are hintages and rumors that there may be another Moon Knight on the way because they removed all the
Mm.
typography of finale and series finale.
Mm,
Mhm.
I need them to go ahead and figure out because remember, we thought we were getting season 2, and they were like
Yeah.
all the
We thought we were
footage,
gonna
and
see
then they
his
were like,
third personality. There's so much more. And honestly, and we got the female Moon Knight. Like there's so much goodness from the Moon Knight world. And we got a deep dive into split personalities, which I think was beautiful.
and there's also I just read the Wonder Man TV show is the third show of the Disney Plus Marvel era to get a season 2. It is
We
one
got
of three,
Loki.
Loki, and then Daredevil Born Again,
Oh, and
which is
damn.
in season 2 right now. For
Shout out
anybody
Daredevil Born
watching,
Again.
really funny. And I need to make a full video on this. And
Mm.
I didn't know this too. I was ignorant to this. Um, Someone did the research and actually had found out as much as people have been like, oh, season 2 of Daredevil Boarding In feels like this return to form that the first season didn't feel like. And then some people still not even watching the new Daredevil because they're like, I don't want to watch it under Disney. The Netflix one was better. Disney and ABC Studios were still the ones who produced the Netflix series. Netflix actually
Oh,
had nothing to do with the production. I did not know that.
that's good.
It was purely, yeah, it was purely a licensing and distribution type thing. So essentially,
It's still
anyone
the
who feels
same.
like it's Disneyfied now, it was actually
I
Disneyfied from the
don't know what
beginning.
that means because they're just producing it. They're just putting the money down. I mean, I guess as a producer, you're allowed to have final say of what is or is not. But as far as like the creative direction, that's the director and the DP. Like the DP is the color, the DP is the shape of it, or the director is like, the final say of the big things. But like, that's weird to me because it still
I have to do some
is.
more research into it. Apparently, Netflix was literally just licensing and distribution. So it was the means to get it to the people. It's crazy. I was
People
like,
just want to be upset. People just want to be
well,
upset.
so man, so yeah, I mean, like I said, we had a lot. Obviously, that's all the like Marvel news, I think, in like a nutshell of what went down.
Mm-hmm.
There is some well, we can get into the other big thing. So let's talk about Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers got a lot going on. You did
Yeah.
mention we got a teaser today that Supergirl trailer drops tomorrow. But hopefully by the time this podcast is out, it is what, Monday, March
I'm gonna try
30th.
to get it out today. Yeah.
Yeah. So for anybody who's watching Supergirl trailer tomorrow, so that's on the DC side of Warner Brothers. But Warner Brothers also had a really big announcement for a reboot
And you
of
guys
all
know what the reboot
reboots.
is. You guys know. I saw a clip of Daniel Radcliffe today, and also of Robert. I forget. Or Rupert Gint.
Rupert Grint.
Grint. Yeah. Two separate kind of clips. I don't want to give this the platform. I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't fucking watch it. Don't watch it. J.K. Rowling does not support trans rights. Do what you're gonna do. It's such a thing, but I will say you don't have to watch this. You don't have to support this. All of the funds that are going into this go straight into, or not all of it, a good portion of this goes straight into J.K. Rowling's pocket, and she actively supports anti-trans bills and is just a awful human being. Um, they're two separate clips, one of Rupert, one of Daniel. And Rupert's clip was very much like, I support trans rights. I will not be watching this. It's not like there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, you're making a choice when you watch the show. And you cannot, the argument is like, you need to separate the art from the artist. No, we're back to the Spider-Man argument again. It is one and the same. And by you supporting it, you are actively saying, I don't care where this money is going. I just care about what I want. And that's a choice. And make it. Make that choice, and people will judge you or not based upon how you proceed. And that's life. That is literally life. Versus Daniel Radcliffe, that was just like, I'm just really excited for people not to be asking me Harry Potter questions anymore. I'm so glad that I can pass that mantle off to
Man
this
said, I'm
kid.
so tired of
He
being
said, I'm
Harry Potter.
so done being the voice. He was like, and I'm really excited because, my kid, it's weird because I can show my child a different Harry Potter and he can have a magic that's outside of, oh, look, it's daddy. I can show him the magic that I once had and he can have his own, version of it. And that is what I'm excited for. I'm excited for my child to experience something through my eyes without looking directly into my eyes. And so I was like, I hate that something that brings so many people joy is tainted by such an awful human being. And now my final note. I have such a hard time because a lot of my big creator friends have have already put into their plans that they will be watching, reviewing, and commenting on this show. And it's such a hard pill for me to swallow because we have so much power as creators and we actively are telling everyone what they should watch and what they shouldn't watch, whether we like it or not, based upon the fact that we made a video on it. And so it's hard for me to sit here and chew that you are, because you at that point care more about making money than about people who are losing their rights as human beings. And I get it, I guess, maybe, like, you gotta pay your rent. I hear you and I see you. It's just I just can't rationalize it. Why, like,
It has become the true essence of virtue signaling and the nuance of it all. So what I will give a full disclosure on, again, this was based off of my own research. And then I actually don't even think I ended up getting it because I was just too busy. The understanding around the time of the video game Hogwarts Legacy was that J.K. Rowling didn't make money off of it, essentially. Essentially, like, the license was paid for. Whatever money that she basically stood to make was purely like the fee they had to pay in order to use the license, at least to my understanding.
mhm,
And so, like, how the game did or not affected only the developers and the artists and everyone who worked on it. So, in not supporting it or boycotting, essentially that was the only people who you were affecting. That is my understanding with that. And so people's argument of like, I'm gonna get Hogwarts Legacy because the money doesn't go to JK, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. The IP is bigger than her. And I do agree with some of the sentiment that the community and the thing that we have built around her franchise does exceed her. It does. However, comma, this situation here, it has now been directly stated the things that you ignored for still watching it, for still going to Universal, all that stuff was it doesn't go directly to her. It's past her. They don't have to do it. This show has been stated. Her name is on it. She is directly making money. And she has stated she is directly using that money for her hateful rhetoric. So again, it is completely different from the arguments prior, where like right now, if I was like, I'm gonna let my child read the books because I grew up reading the books, that is something that is separate from the hateful person that there is now. That is not the same as this when it is out there. It's not even
mhm,
what is the word? What is the word? Not conspiracy. What is the word? It's not even hypothetical
mhm.
of she might be using the money. She has stated the
She's
money that
she's
I am making
proud
from
about the
this,
fact. She's
the money
proud.
I am making from this will go to this fund to incite violence and hateful rhetoric. That is where this is completely different. And again, if you're going to ignore it, fine, but we need to have the admittance that you are willfully ignoring that fact because it this is not a situation where you can separate the art from the artist when the artist is directly up in there.
And I've heard people be like, "Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, she's got more." The commentary that I heard was that she's got more money than any of her grandkids can spend. So what does it matter at this point? It's like we're all going to hell in a handbasket. So why, why make the trip difficult? Like, why not make my bag while I can? And I'm just like, that nihilism is just so defeatist. And maybe it's the Disney princess in me, which sucks because even Disney is, got a horrid past and even a horrid current. Thank God they got rid of their AI stuff though. Like, I just
Woo, that was big news. We'll
we
talk about that in
are
a second.
we are yeah, we're picking and choosing our nihilism, and it's just unfortunate that with it's one thing if we ourselves are hurt, like if we're hurting ourselves, like you use AI, you're diminishing yourself, and yes, the water bottles and the world. JK Rowling is actively saying, I hate trans people and I'm going to do everything in my power to destroy them with all of the money that you ingrates give me, you fools, ha ha ha, as she cackles. And you're just blinded by the fact that it's magic, and we're looking at these panels side by side, we're looking at the two images of the old Harry Potter and the
They're
new Harry Potter,
not
and it's not
not
got the
good.
magic in it.
People are so, and like the Stockholm syndrome over the reboots and remakes and continuous old franchises for nostalgia is really starting to bug me.
Yeah,
When
they're
I
doing
saw
13 to going on 30. What the fuck is
what
that?
what's funny is I saw someone post about that, And then I was like, how am I seeing the rhetoric around the 13 going on 30 reboot, but I haven't seen a single official thing? Like, I saw more about people like
It's
yapping about
official.
it than like the actual announcement. So that goes to show you, in my opinion, why are we doing things that nobody asked for? Because
And
like, if
Jennifer
anyone
Garner is
asked
an
for this,
executive producer on it.
if anyone actually asked for this, it would have been boosted to my timeline. But my thing is like, when I saw the post after this trailer went live, showing the side by side of not only this, but of Toy Story next to Toy Story 5
Moana.
and Moana live action. And I was like, wait a minute, no. There is like a gray scale
Mhm.
that they are putting on all of this stuff. And you know what it's akin to? It's akin to fast food restaurants. You know how everybody has talked about how like fast food restaurants used to be like the red and yellow of McDonald's and the purple and white of Taco Bell. And it's like, but everything is now black and gray buildings. And they're like, why did everything get this depressive
Mhm.
scale on it? And it's the same thing, and we're just willfully ignoring it. Like, I'm sorry, that
They
trailer did not actually look amazing.
magical.
It did like, I
Yeah.
don't like, what are we talking about?
I don't think there was even magic in it. I think it was just shots of people walking, and we didn't see any kind of Wingardiums, no Leviosas, no Avada Kedavras. I mean, that's Leo.
It's probably grounded. You know, we got to make everything a grounded take.
Yeah, but you're selling people magic. You're saying we're going back to Hogwarts. You know, we're
And even my argument for Daniel, because I hear him at the same time. Why can't the kids have their Harry Potter
yeah. Why does it
a
have to
new
be Harry
story?
Potter? I think we need to move on. I very much agree with that fact. I don't think that Harry Potter needs to be the thing. I think we're just washing and rinsing and repeating it. Like we're just using a dirty rag over and over and over again, and we need to move on. Let's get rid of our security blanket and let's find something new. Let's there is so there are billions of books being created every single day. We can find another story. We can find another magic.
And
And
tell
let's
you
do
what,
it.
um, to not take it fully off subject, there's a lot of stuff going with original stories because immediately the same day my attention was on the trailer for the new DreamWorks movie,
Mhm.
Forgotten Island, an original story delving into Filipino folklore about two best friends in the 90s. And I immediately was like, this kind of magic doesn't happen. For one, it's the whole thing of animation is also cinema. It's a medium for storytelling. It's not just for kids.
Yes.
Because that story I feel like is going to resonate more with us as adults than anything
Well,
else.
adults as ethnics, as mixed kid, like all of that, like being able to
And
hear our stories and relate to them on a different level.
yeah, and then if you go look at the first look, the directors say the idea of this came from our actual 15-year long friendship. The director is Filipino. They have Filipino representation all throughout the cast. And I'm like, this is the magic of trying a new idea. And I literally, at first, I had actually explicitly called it out. And then I did get advised, maybe don't bother explicitly mentioning Harry Potter or Moana in the video because, like, not because of negativity towards them, but to keep the focus on DreamWorks,
Mm-hmm.
which it actually did work out in my favor because actually DreamWorks noticed a video. Shout out. And so that was the thing. I literally called out, like, in a world where we're so focused on reboots and remakes, this trailer dropping today was so important because I feel like it deserved way more attention than the thing people are trying to force themselves. In my
Yes.
opinion, some of you might authentically like it. I think a lot of people are forcing
How can you
themselves to
authentically
speak
like it? You don't
positively.
know how it's going to be. You authentically like the original. You authentically like the books, but you have no idea how you're going to resonate with this.
So that was another conversation I had to have with someone. Um, Someone was trying to. So one of the things that the Black community has been trying to speak on is that when we try to argue about race swapped characters and saying it's not as big of a
Oh.
deal, The reason that we say the reason that we say in other situations, why does it matter that this person was race swapped? It's okay for this character, blah blah blah, is because if it is done with I can't think of words. If it is done with the right intentions in mind, as far as like this is from a comic that was in the 1960s where like they just weren't putting black, Mexican, Asian
Mhm.
people at the forefront. So like it doesn't matter that so for let's say Jimmy Olsen. Let's say for
If
whatever
the race isn't tied to the character, then it's okay.
exactly.
That's why Zendaya can play it. That's why in My Friendly Neighborhood Superman, you're Jimmy Olsen. I think he's Indian in that. It's the race is
Thank
not
you.
going to be
I was
tied
trying
to
to
the
remember.
character. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like one of those things of like the this character was white purely for the fact that white people were writing it and drawing it, and it was the 60s and 70s, and all media was based around them. Right. When it comes to the character of Snape,
Hold
it
on. It's not just Snape. It's also Hermione. It also adds a different, and I love that Hermione is black. I think that it's great.
so
However, it
okay.
adds a different rhetoric when you're calling them a filthy mudblood, because I think
I fucking forgot
hold on, the Hermione in the show, I think she's half white, half black. And so you've got an Aryan looking Draco Malfoy who is calling her a mudblood because half of her blood is, because it's not just, oh, you're a mudblood because you got magic because you had two muggle parents. It's not just that anymore. It's now you have dirty blood because I, a white kid, am now calling a half black girl a
oh no.
mudblood. You have
Oh
dirty
no.
blood, you have uncleansed blood, some of your blood is not good. And so it changes the rhetoric of this story. So you can sit there and argue, and not only that, but part of the storyline is that Harry Potter's father, James,
So
bullies
that was
Snape.
where I was gonna get to. That's what so
Yeah.
but you just so I'm gonna take it a step back for a minute. I totally forgot of that portion because I remember when they first announced Hermione as changing her race.
Well, no,
People's argument
they never changed her race. That was the one great thing about J.K.
that
Rowling
so
is
so
that she
that's what I was gonna
never
say.
specified her race. She just said she had frizzy, unruly hair.
So that was what I was gonna get at was when people talked about her being black in the show. I was like, okay, her character is one where they only ever described her by her hair and her teeth, like buck teeth or whatever. And so it was like that one. I was like, that one could be cool because like that's giving a different spin representation of the character. Totally forgot about the fact that she's Muggle born, and so then if she's the only one. Now it's starting to feel like even more of this is intentional and in the wrong way because when you think of, for one, Snape is also a half blood.
Mm-hmm.
Why are all the people who are the wizarding world minorities the ones that you actually change to be real life ones? We're getting weird here.
Hold on,
So
Jordan. You got your diversity though. You asked for
so
diversity.
you you
Here's
got you
your
got me back on
diversity.
the words that I was going to say. We don't, and we've been saying this, but people will try to dog whistle us. We have said that diversity for diversity's sake is not okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you just do it to say, here you go, here's some black people, and it's context and all that.
Well, hold
And
on,
so
Jordan. Would you rather not have it? Would you rather us not give you any diversity at all? Because we can go back to that if you're saying you don't like this diversity.
my thing about Snape was immediately everyone's mind goes to the tree hanging thing from book 5. And sorry. Woo, I'm about to get mad. The tree hanging thing. Even before that, my mind went to his whole thing is he hates Harry because he hates his dad because he loved his mom.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who is in an interracial relationship, I also understand the different narrative that it gives to say, here is this basically angry black man, angry, bitter black man because he didn't get the white woman. Also, he was bullied because he went after the white woman. That is a whole other, that's the Emmett Till narrative of it all. And I'm like, that's weird. And what I'm saying is like, you either changed his race and gave no inkling to the context of what that would bring to the story, or to your point, we're doing this on purpose. Because again, you get the racial undertones. And I actually had a conversation with someone and they actually heard me out on this. I was like, I need you to understand that just you can't also, the only way that they could have made this work was if there was more implications and differences of race swapping all across the board.
Yes.
The moment they made Snape black, Harry needed to be at least mixed, because then you get rid of the racial implication. Someone was like, well, what if other kids that were bullying him are also black? No, because I have a black friend, so it's okay, does not absolve rich white man James, rich white pure blood man James, making fun of black half blood boy. And then if you made Lily black, well, then he's making fun of black boy half blood and then gets black woman for doing that. That's weird too. So again, if you wanted to increase the diversity in Harry Potter, you had to actually look at the scope and do things with intention. And the moment they made Snape black, it was clear that they did not give the care and attention to actually trying to diversify this cast, going into the fact that he goes for the Defense Against the Dark Arts job and never gets it. So you have the black man who's continually told he's not qualified. You're changing the core element and the entire narrative of the story by hyper focusing on changing this one character.
This is an English show, and the things that they care about and think are precious are not the same things that we care about and think are precious, because
diaspora.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's just different. Yeah. And so all of the things that we whine and complain about are not going to be the same things, because the rights of the black man are different and were different before they were for us. So we are a lot more sensitive to these things than the English folks are.
That is true. That is true. And it's crazy because as much as, you know, we have a lot of issues right now, and especially geopolitically because of our president, but well, not our president, y'all's president, y'all who voted for him. But that's the thing about the West still dictates a lot of this, though. While it's English, majority of Harry Potter's popularity has become, unfortunately,
but it is an English
co-opted
show.
by Americans.
The setting is in English. This is co-opted by Americans, sure, but this is an English show that we have the privilege of enjoying. And so how it's dictated, how it's mandated is all around what the English prefer. And we just happen to be stepping into their culture and to their understanding. So I'm not trying to give them any kind of grace. I'm just trying to give them a little bit of rationality for their choices. And that's
talking about the BAFTAs again. BAFTAs. It is some BAFTA shit. So yeah, and it's hard because I agree. Some of my creative friends have been like, if you want to truly like fight this, deprive the conversation of oxygen. But also it's hard to draw that line of like, I'm not going to give it air and promo while also trying to stress we're ruining the importance of this conversation. We're ruining the importance. Yeah, it's just
don't watch it. There's so much media out there. You don't have to watch this one. And then the argument becomes, oh, well, it's already being made, like it's already out there. Great. So then let's stop it from having a second season. And you do that.
Thing is, it's probably going to fail in the sense that they already said we can't come out annually. So these kids are going to be 30 years old by the time the final season comes out.
But then like, I'm just frustrated because then the argument becomes, well, what about all the crew members and all the people who worked on it? They got paid. They got their money. That's that.
They can get a new job.
They can get a new. They can. They don't have to have this job. And
people aren't speaking with their dollars, and that's really the problem we've had for years is people are not speaking with their dollars. Same thing with Netflix is hiking up their price yet again, and I'm like, at what point do we finally say we're gonna cut this shit off because y'all have lost your minds? It's not even increasing the price that's the problem either. I mean, it is, but even your top tier. You're now going, but select ads though.
Yeah.
It needs to be because the reason so Tubi actually jumped on and was like, hey, by the way, we'll be raising our price from free to free
Yep.
because Tubi understands at the very least the same thing to YouTube. YouTube, you have watch YouTube for free and you can watch ads, or pay $15 a month. You get no ads on your shorts, on your
Mm-hmm.
long form, on your whatever. All streaming services need to do is that. Give me my tier where it's I watch a couple ads and I can do whatever,
I think
or
that's
I
what
pay,
Hulu is now.
yeah,
Hulu is just
or
like it's whatever.
yeah,
It,
and it's like, or I pay the $20 a month and I get ad free. But
mm-hmm.
this consistent like, well, you get this and up to 4 screens, but also 4 screens in the same household,
Yes.
which makes no fucking sense. But pay $7.99 to have another household. I don't need 4 screens to be able to support Netflix at once. There's never going to be a time where me, my wife, and my kids are all watching different things at once in the same fucking
Mm-hmm.
house. Because at that point, everybody get the fuck off their phones and we're going to go outside or we're going to watch a movie in the living room. What the fuck are you talking about? Sorry, guys. There, at the more we actually talked, the more I was like, oh, there was actually a lot of news that made me
There was a
fucking
lot of
mad.
news. There was a lot of news. The speaking of Tubi, they're Tubi and TikTok actually. Even TikTok now is hopping on the
That was
TV shows,
announced
the
while
verticals, the vertical dramas, guys. Vertical dramas are
vertical
here to
dramas are about
stay.
to come out. Yeah, it's funny because you have so many people who are actually making these on TikTok for like the longest time and skits and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Who people laughed and they were like, "Yeah, there's never gonna actually be a place for this." I got a friend who said he actually pitched some of the concepts and ideas like years ago, still during the pandemic, and they were like, "There'll never be an appetite for this." And now we got
And now here
who
we
knows
are.
how many millions of dollars of deals going to actually make these come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but also in the realm of money and plight of Black people and slightly negative news, but trying to spin it to get you guys to support. Filmmaker Nina Lee confirmed that Black rom coms are being held hostage right now over the box office success of Yumi and Tuscany.
It's interesting because I went back to those tweets or were they threads? It was some sort of something. And
Mm-hmm.
when she posted that, it wasn't meant to be reactionary. She was just
Yeah.
posting it as a oh, frustration. Like she was just journaling. Like, oh, this is frustrating, but I am really happy like for this film, and I do hope it does well. But the Black community said, hold on, what does say? What
You said
what is
what?
it? You're
You said
telling
what?
me that the success of your film can't happen, or you can't move forward on your film until we wait for the success of another Black film that was a full production studio budget? The fuck is that
Mm-hmm.
shit? How like
Mm-hmm.
but in comparison, other non-black is how I'll describe it. Other non-black books are being pushed straight like not even the books aren't even out
Not
yet
even
and
being
they
seen.
not even being seen yet, not even out, not even read yet, but they're being pushed straight to film.
Yep. Yep. It's wild out here. And as people have been pointing out, because obviously this is something that we know we always have to go the extra mile, but to be to this degree, because I think I can't find the thread. There was another person who said a similar thing is happening there. I don't know if it was them or someone they knew had an Asian rom-com script that also was kind of like being held up as well. They're like, we just don't know if there's an appetite for this right now. Um, and as people said, it's like white rom-coms will flop left and right
Mm-hmm.
and then get millions of dollars for the next idea. And it's so interesting because Yumi and Tuscany is going to be in a world that is franchise and reboot and remake dominant. We've
Mm-hmm.
got an original idea. The thing that someone said was something like this happens, and then they say, well, you got to get some stars if you want to actually get it. Then they actually get some stars, and then it's like, well, now the box office needs to really do well if you want to see more things like this, or if you want to see, and it's just like,
But versus
at
something
what
like
point do we
Baywatch that
win?
initially was supposed to be filmed in Australia with actual actors, and they move it to Los Angeles and then just get a bunch of TikTok stars. So like what are you talking about?
Yeah,
You have no frame of you just care about the bottom line and the show, like it's not even showmanship. It's just the
yeah.
prestige maybe, or like the mystic of it. Uh,
It's nasty. It's nasty. But I'm getting my tickets because here's the other caveat. They said it depends on how You, Me, and Tuscany does. What that really means is, how does the opening weekend do?
mhm.
Because if the opening weekend's not good enough, we won't even keep it in theaters long enough for y'all to make up for it. But then you go and look, my theater, for example, only showing it in standard, only showing it like 4 times during the whole day every day. So it's like, so you already are alienating a lot of the crowd who has to work. Then you got the people who can only go either after work or on the weekend. So it's like we literally have like 3 showings per theater on that first weekend that
I
can
think I'm
hopefully
traveling on
make
that
it
weekend
enough.
too. I don't even think I'm gonna be here. I think I'm gonna be in the air. So it's like
Yeah, it's
we
rough.
got one opportunity to make this work.
I'm really hoping the best for it though, because like it is frustrating because like she said she has a already shot rom com that they're saying that, oh, we have to wait and see, and then she had a script from a separate exec that was like, we'll look at it after we see how You, Me, and Tuscany does, and it's like, brother,
Some
what's
bullshit.
we always got to go the extra mile though, man. But um,
But
yeah,
anyway,
that
life
was
has been
basically
crazy. We got a
it has
Supergirl
been.
trailer to look forward to. I don't want to keep you any longer than I need to. I know you
You're
got stuff
good.
you got to do. Make sure you guys like, follow, subscribe, hit all the buttons, do all the things. Wish Adam well in the comment section. You know he dying.
Yeah,
So
find us on social media. I think all our links are down in the description below. Yeah, we're all trying to kill it. We're all doing our things, and whew, we're all really tired. So
but we're
help us
struggling
out.
through it. Con season is upon us. Movie season is upon us. We're here for the blockbusters. Summer blockbusters on the way. And
Yeah,
yeah, we should
summer's going
have
crazy.
I should have CinemaCon comments coming up soon. All
It's
right,
gonna be
friends,
good.
asta pasta.
Bye.
Oh, we did it.